How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to PokeForward. Today, we're going to be taking a look at different details and secrets that we missed in the Pokemon and Scarlet and Violet new DLC trailer. This trailer dropped yesterday, so I am a little bit late with this, I'm not going to lie, but I thought I would still make this video for anybody that, did watch it, but didn't notice a lot of the stuff that was in there. So, let's take a look at it and see what we've got here. So, first of all, the trailer just kicks off showing stuff we've already seen. Oops, that was not the correct thing. There we go. So the trailer just starts off showing things we've already seen. You guys already know the intro of the game. If you've played Scarlet and Violet, there's nothing too crazy. Just shows split screens and things we've again seen in the past. This is mostly just replaying characters, gym leaders, all that kind of stuff. Again, just a repeat of stuff we've seen. At the end, though, we see a hand being grabbed, and as that's happening, we also get our introduction to, of course, the hidden area, treasure of Area 0, as well as, the other ones. There's going to be two of them, of course. Either way, the first one is going to be the one in Kitakami. So one of the few things you'll notice here is that there's this giant mountain that looks in the shape of almost a demon creature of sorts, like some kind of monster. Like this whole mountain is the shape of a monster. I'm assuming in there is where we're going to find Ogrepon and whatnot, like the brand new legendary might be found in there. We also get to see some areas around it. So, for example, we get to see, like, the city, the little town of Kitakami. We see some characters selling these masks. You will be able to wear the masks. And we see some, what do you call it? I forget the name of this Pokemon. The little chipmunk. Okay, we see him up there, too. We got a Magikarp statue. We've got Sentret, which is confirmed. And also, there is a whole list of all the confirmed returning Pokemon. We'll take a look at that in a second. There's a whole, list of just all the returning Pokemon. So we can actually, let's see, I think we can, find it if we just look it up here, because I think Makio J. Rose, I think they actually made a whole list of this on their website. So yeah, if you're curious which ones are returning for the DLC, we will show that afterwards here. But either way, let's continue. So next up within here, we've got ourselves, so we got a few Pokemon being shown here. So we got the city, a little almost looks like the area, I guess, where you'll be kind of going to maybe do missions and stuff, like kind of a little bit of like a headquarter maybe in the middle here, with a few flags that are interesting. We got some hoot hoots down there and whatnot as well. A little waterfall on the right side, and what looks to be a shop on the right there. Maybe we can go there to buy new clothes. We got like little Glygars and whatnot. We got Corphish. So we got a bunch of new Pokemon confirmed. And also, this bus stop is interesting. This bus stop has actually made an appearance in Pokemon 2 times recently. One of those times is actually in the trailer for Kitakami and for this DLC, when we see like a Japanese student almost getting off a bus and then going to Kitakami, right? This was like the live action trailer. But not just that, we've also seen like in one of the first scenes of the brand new anime, the character, I forget what her name is, Lyko, whatever. She actually is in a bus station like this waiting for, like a bus to show up as well, which is kind of interesting. A lot of buses lately. By the way, we see some running here. We see the new area, and it really does give off more of a Japan vibe. I know these are not maybe supposed to be representative of like rice fields, but almost looks like rice fields, which, the countryside of Japan does have a lot of that, of course. But yeah, we get to see it. So Teal Mask is the first one. This is part 1. This is the first DLC that will release. We get to see the character run over some sort of bridge, the one like that's right next to that building I mentioned in the beginning. As they continue, they show that area again, the building itself. There is 2 flags up here. One of them makes sense. It looks like a Vibrava one, but the other one is not so, it doesn't make as much sense. We'll get back to that a bit later, though. Either way, we continue around. We see a Vulpix running around as well. A little lady selling stuff. Oricorios, interestingly as well. I do wonder if there will be like an exclusivity between these. So like you'll have certain Oricorios available for certain parts of the world, or certain Oricorios around the map available to certain zones depending on the time of the season, or anything like that. We got Apom as well confirmed. And just overall some new zones. We see a little cave over here, right at the side there at the left. There's a cave. So I'm assuming we're going to be able to explore that or just go through that to enter a different area, just like in, regular Scarlet and Violet. We see that, of course, 2 new rivals, Carmen, as well as her brother, Kieran, and you meet them here. They're going to be basically your rivals throughout this game, and they're just going to serve as your your rivals throughout. And I guess you can meet them in the co-op mode, as I guess we see. Actually, no, I guess you can meet them, you have to meet them alongside these other students. I'm assuming these other students are also going to be arriving there, not just you. And yeah, you're going to be meeting her. And then I guess as we continue here, we don't really see much more besides like a few battles against them. Like, I guess they use a Poochyena, which is interesting. I wonder if that means anything or not, but that does confirm Poochyena at least. Welcome to Kitakami. For your first experience, get ready to eat dirt. So she seems a little anxious, or like a little aggressive. We get to see the rice field. Today's the first day of the Festival of Masks over at Kitakami Hall. So I guess the Kitakami Hall, like I said, is going to be the place where you go to just kind of get missions maybe, or something along those lines. We get to see the character in the brand new outfits, like both the male and female characters, both in the new outfits, as well as the new rivals. And there you guys can see the masks being actually worn. We got different ones, and I guess here you'll be able to buy different, like, new, like, items and of sorts, and stuff like that at the festival itself. There's a giant Snorlax just falling apart. And as we continue, the loyal 3 are the Pokemon that once protected this land from the evil ogre. And that one is Ogerpon, right? That's the one that's, the evil one. And these guys, apparently now we know a little bit more details about them. They're on the website. We will take a look at that after the trailer itself. But as we continue forward, we get to see the mountain again, where once more, we get to see, the brand new Pokemon. So Ogerpon is right here. It's wearing the mask, and it's looking down upon everyone from above the stairs here at the top. But that's not all, though. We also get some actual gameplay and footage of the second DLC, Part 2, which is on an island. So this is going to be the new, I guess, principal, Serrano. Welcome to the Grand Blueberry Academy. He hears about you as a player, and he wants you to come there. So this is the Indigo. This is Part 2. We don't know yet when these are releasing, by the way. This is the biggest issue. They didn't really confirm any of that. We get to also see Lacey, I guess that's her name, who serves as your guide around the school. I suppose I didn't introduce myself, did I? I'm Lacey, one of the second-year students here. So it's an older student than you. We get to see some, like, classes here. These guys are studying. There's the Geodude from the previous screen we saw in the original trailer, as well as the desert out there. And then we get to see Minchino, as well as this dude studying. These guys are just getting their hands on Pokeballs and, I guess, giant bottles for water. It's whatever. But either way, character switches into a new outfit. In the background, we see some stats and, I guess, like, stuff that will be used for battles, like details. And then we run into the coolest part, right? Now, this is it, the park beneath the sea. So this is the terrarium. Now, this basically serves as a way for us to be able to still explore different zones, but not go to a whole new, like, land or something. They basically made a whole new land inside of this academy, which is so crazy, man. As you guys can see, it's split into 4 parts. A deserty one, a mountainous one, kind of a tropical one, and a icy one, right? So a little bit of a mixture, between all of them. We also get a confirmation of a bunch of new Pokemon, a Alolan Exeggutor, we got Dugong and whatnot as well. So a bunch of confirmations of Pokemon. We'll go through again the full list of all the returning ones, and some Tetris-looking things. So these are a bit weird. They work like little bridges between them or something. It's a little bit odd, but they are there. We also have Pyro in them, and as well as Whimsicott. I'm not even sure if it was already in. But a bunch of Pokemon get confirmed here. Not that there's, like, any ones that we aren't going to mention once we go through the full list. Flygon is there, nothing too crazy. And for the most part, here's just stuff we already know about. We again get to see, I guess, the different characters. These guys will all be students, like upper students maybe, that you're going to have to battle against that will serve similar to like an Elite Four. So we know about all 4 of those already. We already know about them. And then we also get to see Terrapagos show up at the end here, like just a little bit of a preview of it. And yeah, it's interesting. We still don't know really much about it. And at the end, they simply tell us that they will be available for fall 2023 and winter 2023. Now, I'm just going to be real here. So fall 2023, like, if we're going to be honest, like what, like, like the first day of fall, in 2023 is September 23rd. So it starts in September, but the question is, like, will we get it, what, in September, October, November? Because after that, November, it's got to happen. And then it says winter 2023. Winter would start sometime, I'm guessing, like, if we're looking at winter in 2023, when does that start this year? So winter 2023 starts on December 21st, sorry, is when winter starts. So just basing it off of that, right? We need to get it at the end of December. So they would have to, unless they're going to release them really close to each other, which would be great. There's going to be otherwise, like, not enough time. Like, if it's going to come out this year, they need to release in that time span. So I'm assuming maybe because Detective Pikachu, which, yes, that's confirmed, by the way, that we got that revealed. If you guys haven't seen it, Detective Pikachu, the new game, is actually confirmed. We've seen a trailer of it and everything, and we can take a look at that in a second too. But what I want to make really clear here, ignoring Detective Pikachu, is that Detective Pikachu is most likely is most likely releasing, as far as I'm aware, I think in October. I think that's what they said. So it was, yeah, it's released on October 6th. Okay, so if we're just doing the math here, winter 2023 doesn't start until December, and it's a very short, area of time. So if we're gonna get the DLC, it has to drop somewhere in between, either before Detective Pikachu, because you don't want to, they're not going to release two games at the same time, which are two big things at the same time for Pokemon. They want to keep some time between them. So it's either going to come before or after. So either it drops in September, and then Detective Pikachu sequel drops in October, or it drops after October and it drops in November. But then there is got to be another DLC, the part 2, dropping already in December. So it's really close to call, man. Like, it's very, very close. It's very, very freaking close. But we'll have to wait and see what happens from that. Either way, if we go to the website, we're going to learn even more about these guys, about the new stuff. Of course, they got the trailer, which we already looked at, with the characters and all that. But we also have some new stuff. For example, announcing a Terra Raid battle event featuring the chest form Gimmighoul. So basically, starting on Wednesday, June 21st, chest form Gimmighoul will appear in special Terra Raid battles in Scarlet and Violet. The chest form Gimmighoul appears in this event will have various Terra types, and you'll be able to find them in 1 to 5-star Terra Raid battles. If you challenge one in a 5-star Terra Raid battle, you'll have a small chance to encounter a shiny chest form Gimmighoul, which doesn't appear during regular gameplay. So yes, you're able to get one that's a shiny one, which normally wouldn't be available. Event period is from this time until July 2023, of the 2nd of July. Helpful items for your Paldean treasure hunt. To celebrate chest form Gimmighoul's appearance in the Terra battles, a special promotion will run. During this period, you'll be able to get items from your adventures. If you enter the password featured in the second trailer of the hidden treasure of Area 0 for Scarlet and Violet, and in the mystery gift feature of your game, you'll receive 10 nuggets, which can be sold for high price in shops, 10 rare candies, and of course a friend ball. So yeah, it's just pretty cool stuff. The password expiration date is July 31st of next year, and yeah, it takes approximately 1 to 1.5 hours to play time before you can actually access these things. So you guys already know that. Nothing too crazy, just cool if you guys are still playing the game and you want to get your hands on a shiny Gimmighoul possibly. Then we have some stuff about the actual characters. So introducing some of the characters you'll be meeting at the Blueberry Academy. For example, we got Serrano. He acts as the director of Blueberry Academy, which he founded. Having heard rumors about you and your adventure, he visits Paldea to invite you to his institution as an exchange student. It seems that he is a long-time acquaintance of Director Clavel. Interesting. And then Lacey is a second-year student at Blueberry Academy. She's a reliable person who shows you around the academy when you first arrive. Her Pokemon battling skills are apparently nothing to scoff at. So, those are two new characters. We saw them in the trailer. They look pretty cool. Then we also have some other things. For example, Okidogi, Munkidori, and Fezandipiti's Toxic Chain ability. This is a brand new one, I guess. Introducing the new ability that Okidogi and Munkidori and them have in Hidden Treasure of Area Part 1, the Teal Mask. The Toxic Chain ability. So Okidogi, Munkidori, and Fezandipiti's Toxic Chain is a new ability being introduced in DLC for Scarlet and Violet, which when one of these three Pokemon hits an opponent with a move, the power of the Toxic Chain all three Pokemon may cause the opponent to become badly poisoned. So basically, I guess it just badly poisons you if you either hit it, I guess. The Pokemon that appear will differ depending on the version of the game you have. Some species of Pokemon in Hidden Treasure Area 0 will not be available. For example, Gligar will appear in Hidden Treasure Area 0 Scarlet, while Apom will appear in Hidden Treasure Area 0 Violet. So yes, they are making exclusives even for the DLC, which is a little ridiculous, but yes, they are doing that, which is pretty nuts. Either way, finishing things off, we got some info about the new location. So, first of all, Mosui Town, your base of operation during your school trip. Yes, thought so. So this, I guess, is going to be where you do that. In Part 1, Teal Mask, players will head to Mosui Town in the land of Kitakami, which will act as their base of operation for the duration of the school trip. The community center in the middle of Mosui Town is a public gathering place where the locals can gather and chat. There's also a shop nearby with toys and magazines on display, and just outside town, you'll be treated to a view of a picturesque field and rice paddies. So yes, either way, there's parks short walk from town called Loyalty Plaza, where you can see statues of Okidogi, Munkidori, and Fezandipiti, a trio the villagers are fondly called the Loyal Three. To the east of the village, you will find Kitakami Hall. This is the venue where the villagers hold their Festival of Masks, a tradition that has been passed down for generations. A variety of stalls appear during the festival, selling everything from candy apples to yakisoba. Children and adults alike can enjoy themselves at this event. And we get a few pictures of stuff we've kind of already seen. And then the Terrarium, an undersea facility that sustains artificial biomes. Blueberry Academy, where you go to study abroad in Part 2, the Indigo Disc, is the home to a facility called the terrarium, which maintains a variety of ecosystems that provide a livable environment for Pokemon. This world-renowned park beneath the sea was constructed to bolster the learning environment for strong trainers. The terrarium is made up of 4 areas, each which features a unique climate and ecosystem. The artificial sky projected onto the ceiling and walls changed to reflect the time of day and weather. The temperature of each area is also carefully regulated. You will find completely different Pokemon in each area. So, pretty cool concept. I like what they're doing with this. Very interested to see how it's going to turn out, but we still have more stuff to talk about. One of these things to talk about is the returning Pokemon. Of course, you guys are very interested in that, I'm guessing. So we have confirmations for the following, right? We've got Vulpix line back, got the Seal line, Execute, Snorlax is also back, and also, I guess, Alolan Executor, Sentret, Hoot Hoot, Apom, Yanma, Gligar, Poochyena, Mightyena, C-Dot all the way Shiftry, I guess, Trapinch, and the Flygon line. I guess Corphish is back too, Phoebus, Chimecho, Beldum, Ambipom is back as well, I guess, with Apom, right? Chingling, Munchlax, of course, as well. Yanmega, Gliscor, Blitzel, Cottonee, as well as Minccino, Solosis, Golett, Esper, Meowstic, Grubbin, Charjabug, Milcery, Okidogi. Of course, we already have confirmations of all these ones. But yeah, that's basically what we have as of right now. I think this has been updated most recently, thanks to the guys over here, Makio and J-Rose, who've done this on PokeOS. But yeah, pretty cool to see. Nonetheless, what else do we know? Well, we do know that Detective Pikachu 2 is coming out in October, which is pretty crazy because, you know, it's weird, man. This game has been kind of in development for a long time and we just haven't heard much about it, but it's actually finally happening. How good it's going to be, that's a good question. There is a trailer and we can just kind of skim through it really quickly here. The game does look pretty decent. In terms of actual, like, you know, quality and all that. It doesn't look like mind-blowing in terms of graphics or anything, but it looks pretty solid, to say the least. Like, I would argue it's up there with maybe slightly above Scarlet and Violet graphics, I would argue. But nothing, you know, massively crazy or anything. It's just a continuation of the original Detective Pikachu, like the first game, which most people didn't actually play. Most people don't even remember that one. But yeah, it was on the 3DS, so most people forget it because of that. As I mentioned, though, there are a few details that could be easily missed within the trailer. One of these is, for example, right here. You guys can see there's like the same thing that's in the logo here, the same little like mask-looking thing. It's on the actual flag up there, so that's kind of a hint towards, I guess, I guess Ogerpon maybe or something. We also have some details from people like Soul Silver Art, who kind of just has a little different theories and stuff about things, as well as some stuff from Light. So we're gonna start with Light stuff actually first, because he had a few little details that he had noticed, which I think are worthwhile to bring up. So let's see what he has to say. So Honedge Evolution line is confirmed, or maybe Paldean form. I think he says this because of whatever we see. I mean, I'm not really sure where he sees it. Maybe in the background over there, like the little things that are floating around, perhaps. I'm not sure if those are actually that, but, you know, could be the case. But again, nothing is guaranteed. He also noticed that, again, there is something on that thingy. So basically, we've got what? Like, we've got the Ogerpon, Blueberry Academy, Terrapagos, and the Loyal 3. So all these different things in the logo are all split in that sense, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, it could be the case that that's what they're actually trying to show. Then there's also the stuff that's being said by, of course, Soul Silver Arch. Says it's actually crazy. There was no Pokemon news today, but I had a tweet plan exactly about the Blueberry Academy interior. In the Tale of Urashima Taro, the Dragon Palace under the sea is essentially themed to be split into 4 seasons. In the previous trailer, we could see that the Academy was a circle split into 4, and now it's been confirmed that there will be 4 different biomes that kind of resemble the seasons. Some have said the 4 Treasures of Ruin also represent the 4 seasons, and the resemblance to the 4 different biomes is especially evident to me. Lastly, the number 4 is a reoccurring number in Gen 9, so I'd keep an eye out for the themes of seasons 4 and, of course, time, which is a huge theme of the Tale of Urashima Taro. And of course, that's a whole separate thing. You guys can look into that further if you want to. It's right over here. But yeah, either way, I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed all that. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye, ladies and gents.